Welcome to this week's episode of Aesthetics Nurse Live. Needles down, gloves off. We're here to talk business, mindset, social media, all the juicy things that get you clients and make you more money. But here's the thing. When you signed up and you did your aesthetics training, I don't think, in fact, I know, you didn't do this to make a couple of £100, drive around the streets, basically like a district nurse on top of your role. No shade on district nurses, but we're not doing that. We're here to make money, not be out driving around in the night. You wanted to be signing clients. You wanted to be making upwards of 1,000 each month so you don't have to do the agency shifts. You had big goals, and then all of a sudden, these were a little bit crushed by the fact it's not as easy as just posting. It's not as easy as just putting up a deal and saying 20% off treatments and everyone's flooding to your inbox going, yes, I want to book my Botox. Yes, I want lip fillers. And the big gurus online are just saying, post more, offer model days. And you're like, no one's booking in for my model days, babe. It's not that simple. It takes work. So if you are an ambitious nurse, you're willing to do the work, but what work? What do we need in place to make this successful? That's what we're going to talk about on today's live training. What do we need in place to make this work? And I give you a little backbone. If this was simple, if this was, yeah, I'm an aesthetics nurse now and you're seeing clients and it was all peachy and rosy and it was simple and nothing ever happened and there was no buzz to it, you'd be bored out of your brains and you would quit faster than you can say, I give up. And that's because we like the buzz. Like, you can't tell me that you have a bad shift, or not a bad shift, but say like a really busy shift and the energy's pumping, something goes wrong, you ace an arrest situation, you've like sent someone category 1 to theatre, but they're absolutely fine. And then you look at your team in work and you're like, we did a good job. Like, who remembers back in the day on the wards when you had a good team? And you would look at your colleague and you'd be like, it's a bit stressful, but we got there. And then you think to yourself, it's a bit stressful, maybe I'd like a little job in outpatients. Again, no shade on our outpatients nurses, but it's not for everyone. And you're doing your aesthetics, it's not for you. But maybe you're like, oh, okay, so it's getting a bit much. I kind of want a different role. But you know, like deep down, you know, you live for that adrenaline. You live for that buzz. You live for that rush of what is going to happen. So if your aesthetics business was really simple, you'd be really bored. I'm just going to put that there. If it was as simple as posting up your price list, people will flood into your inbox, they're clicking your link, you all of a sudden have a fully booked clinic, everyone's doing it, it's really easy, you would be so bored. There would be no challenge. But at the same time, it's challenging getting it to that clinic, getting it so you're fully booked, getting it so that you have enough clients. And there's this balance of, I kind of like the buzz, I kind of like to know if this piece of content is going to work, I kind of like to know if I'm showing up and saying the right thing, and how can I tweak this, and how can I learn social media, and how can I learn my messaging, and what other treatments can I add on now that I have clients. I haven't managed my time, I have no idea what I'm doing, I have no support, we don't have a team in place to run this business. What in the effing code 2222 do I need to do? So we're going to talk today about some things that you need to have in place so that you can run a successful business, so that you can be making money. You don't want to be throwing your ring light on the back seat of your car, driving from house to house like a district nurse, but in nighttime, after already doing your role, you've left your children at home with whoever. Hi, Ria. You've left your children at home, you've got all your kit with you, and now you're trying to find some random person's house. It's January, this is not the vibe. You'd much rather be sat on your sofa in your cozy dressing gown, the children are all settled, you're watching your show, you've got a G&T, and you're marinating in your Luxe skincare. Your perfect 6-point skincare routine. And you're like, I know I'm fully booked. I know Saturday clinic has got 8 patients in. I know I'm going to make £1,000 in profit. But it takes some stages to get to that point. So what do we need to have in place to achieve this? And I was driving along this morning, took my cat to the vets, and I was thinking, right, it starts to go a little bit wrong in work. And I don't know if this is in your trust, but in my trust, we have something called the PART team. So our patient acute response team for when things go wrong. But we're in business as a nurse CEO. Maybe we need our own PART team. So I'm going to give you some things that you need to include in what I'm now calling, and did make me laugh hysterically at the traffic lights, our BART team. So our business acute response team. Type BART in the comment if, what am I doing? Type BART in the comment section if you're watching this on replay and you're a nurse and you're like, I need a BART team sometimes to call up and be like, do you know what? I've had this DM and I don't know what to say. Or I haven't posted content and it's what's the date? 15th of January and we've only posted twice because I don't have enough time in my schedule to post content. You're now thinking about dropping thousands of pounds on a social media manager to attract clients to you because in your schedule you can't possibly see how you would actually make your own content, let alone good content. There comes a point where you have to recognize somebody posting your content won't be able to sell for you because selling is not throwing up a perfectly created price list on Canva and hoping someone goes, oh, well, that's £10 cheaper than the last price list I saw. Maybe I'll message him. Selling is not posting a link to your Instagram stories that has nobody watching for nobody to click. There's some things that you need in place that maybe you need to learn. Maybe you need some people to help you with. So maybe you do need a call with somebody that teaches you how to create content so that you know how to make your own graphics. Maybe you need to invest in a membership that sends you out templates so that your emails are easier because you know you should be emailing, but you don't have time to think of ideas all the time. So you think, actually, I'll invest. That person who sells email templates is going to be part of my emergency team. Maybe you have a coach that helps you with what to message in the DMs and say to your clients. All these things are people and things that you can actually pay for to help have part of your now BART team. Some of this comes down to managing your time better. So unless you are ward manager right now, you have somebody writing your off duty. You don't have the, who says what, who books me in for what date. If you're just seeing clients and the messages in your DMs are going, well, are you free Tuesday? Well, I'm free Thursday. Can you do Thursday at 2:00 or can you do Tuesday at 6:00? Oh, but really I'm kind of busy, so let's do Friday at 8:00. Nobody wants to be going out at 8:00 on a Friday. And I'm pretty sure once you've got to that point, your client doesn't really want you to be coming to their house at 8:00 on a Friday because they have plans too. So what are we going to do to make this more organized, to make this set yourself up for success? And some of that looks like sitting down with our planner and looking at our actual off-duty weeks in advance. Weeks in advance. We're not talking about this week. If you're still trying to find clinics this week, the problem was 3 weeks ago. But the middle of February, you should be booking up with clients. You should be already actioning messages and having photos sent to you and bouncing ideas off what your client needs and your treatment needs from people you saw in November. The problems you have now are from weeks ago. And if you don't have those clients booked in, then maybe it's time to think about your business acute response team and who you need in your back pocket to support you as we travel through 2024. For me, when I look at my mentors, I think, okay, so I have somebody that helps with content. I have someone that helps with my mindset, because it can be really hard when you're surrounded by nurses. We are notoriously negative. I know this. I will hold my hands up and go if I'm having a shitty shift or it's been really busy, I'm going to moan about it. If I'm really tired, I'm going to moan about it. If I'm really awake, I'm going to moan about it. We're nurses. We should do that trend. We're nurses. I'm going to moan about my shift and then book another one. We're nurses. We really want time off away from the hospital, but I'm going to book that overtime. We're nurses. I worked an overtime shift, so this money is free. You know, you get the idea. But we're nurses. We're going to moan about things, but being surrounded by people that are like, oh, well, why are you doing that? You should be doing this. You're not going to sign clients. Why you post on social media? If you don't surround yourself with the right people, it's really draining. And I plugged into a membership that I'm in and said, you know what, I feel exhausted all the time. And sometimes she called me out and she was like, sometimes you don't need more sleep. Sometimes you need energy to come from other people and to plug in and surround yourselves with other entrepreneurs rather than just the people that you're used to. So that is part of my emergency team that I'm like, actually, do you know what? This is an emergency. I am flat. I can't show up. I have no energy. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post. Who can I get some energy off? Who can I have pour into me? That is part of my emergency backup team for the days where I think, what's the point? For the days where I thought, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I want to sell fillers, but like, what do you even say to sell 1 ml of filler? What do you say on your Instagram stories every day when you know you need to show up every single day? But do I just say the same things on repeat? Then I have a business mentor of how I'm going to create a profitable business suite, how I'm going to create more money in my business, what's going to get me the most amount of money but free up my time. The same as for you as an aesthetics nurse. Adding on and adding more treatments doesn't necessarily mean you will make more money. Having these treatments in your suite, in your treatment kit, doesn't automatically mean you're going to make more money. You need to know how to sell these online, offline, upsell to your clients. I'll talk a little bit about selling content in a minute, but there's these things that you need to have in place, and I want you to recognize that if you don't organize yourself, if you don't create this off-duty, I have full training on this. If you want me to drop that to you, send me a DM on writing your off-duty. Because we're not naturally creative. Throughout our entire career as nurses, we're almost like sinking into the shadows. We don't naturally perform. We don't naturally create. We show up and serve, we show up and treat, we show up and help. So it can be really hard to switch on that creativity, to switch in on that light bulb of this is what I need to say to help me sell or help me attract clients. So the way that I do that is on my Mondays are my creation days. They're where I write my emails. They're where I write my posts. They're where I go live. Because I know from when I was running my clinics, there's no way when you are running a clinic, if you are fully booked and you have back-to-back clients and your time is organized so you know you've got like say 45 minutes per client, they come in, you see them, you treat them, they leave, you do your notes, you clean down, you set up. There's no way in that time that you would be able to create good converting content. So your time needs to be organized so you don't see all your clients all the time. You have allowed yourself content creation time. So whether that's say you have 2 clinic days a week and your Thursday morning is dedicated purely for content creation, your Thursday afternoon is for follow-ups, your Friday is new treatment clients. It's when you're giving your treatments and you are flat out. But your Thursday is a little bit more creative. Maybe you see all your first free consultations on a Thursday afternoon because it's not draining, because it's not working, because you've had to dip into that content creation on a Thursday morning or a Tuesday morning, whichever day you choose. But by actually sitting down and organising yourself and thinking about this as a nurse CEO, rather than just someone that's choosing to do something on top of their job, will make you more money. It then means when you create your content, you have more things to do. You're more likely to remember things that you want to say. It gives you this space in your head that goes from, I need to message this client, I need to be doing this, I haven't followed up in them, but they had treatment 3 weeks ago, what am I going to say to them now because it's been a little bit too long? It gives you time to actually breathe and sit back and think, oh, I have time to create. Now, when you're upselling, this means your content then is like, okay, well, maybe I'll film a reel that's doing my own skincare, not necessarily with a call to action that's DM me to buy, because maybe your goal is to have more skincare clients this year. But actually, your already existing client sees you do that. They come into their appointment next week and they go, what was that product I saw you use that you said was going to help with my really dry, flaky skin on my forehead that I have right now? Or it's really bright today. Didn't she post something about an SPF that had like a tint to it? I kind of need that. So I'm going to my appointment on Thursday. I'm going to ask her. That's upselling. That's putting content out there and allowing your clients to initiate the spend and have that conversation that then means they're now paying for regular skincare products. You also, by posting this content, remind them to use their products. What happens when they use their products? It runs out. It's consumable. So all your content ideas start flowing when you free up this time. But you know what happens when you have your own BART team, your PART team, your business acute response team? You can breathe because you know you have someone that's going to support you. You know you have someone to dip into. You have somebody there to go, I have no idea what I'm posting today. And just like I gave you 2 ideas, right then, just off the top of my head, that person can lean into your business and go, this is what you should be doing. This is going to make you more money that you can't see when you're in it. So your business acute response team is for you to set up and initiate and like almost take a step back and go, which areas do I need support in? If you're not signing enough clients or your clients aren't coming back to you, what are you going to do about it? Let's take some ownership now as CEOs of what we're going to do about our business and who are we going to have in place to support us. I think it's very simple to think, actually, I was just going to be a business owner. All I ever need to invest in is my treatment. Because we don't invest really, unless you're doing masters and stuff like that, in further education as a nurse. It all comes with it. My post a day about doing mandatory training, and we're just tapping to get to the end to have something to tick off, is not the same when you're a business owner. There's more to making money in the online space than just having something to sell when you don't know how to sell it. If your background is not in sales, in marketing, in social media, you can't expect to just know it. But I tell you what else, you need to know who's good to invest in. How do you know it's a good social media manager? How do you know that's what you actually need for your business if you haven't tried to do these things yourself? You know, if you're running a clinic that's fully booked 5 days a week, you're thinking about bringing on nurses into your clinic that you're going to pay as employees. And now you're like, do you know what? I have no time to create social media, or I don't want to create social media. Fine. Go ahead and drop thousands on a social media manager. But if you are a 1-person band as an aesthetics nurse and you don't know how to make money or sell clients, you should be thinking, how am I going to learn to make sales before social media? How am I going to message my clients? What's the conversations I need to be having? How do I get them to come back to me? How do I create loyalty without just offering a discount? These are the conversations you need to have with yourself when you're curating your business acute response team. So if you took something away from this live training, if you're going to action your BART team and you're like, I need some help, there's some areas that I need work in, comment BART on this post so that you recognize you're going to set up your systems for success. You're going to write your own off duty. You're going to have support in the background. You're going to know who you're going to lean onto so that you have the most success in a sustainable way as an aesthetics nurse. Sold Out Clinic Accelerator starts in February. This is for you if you want to be fully booked as an aesthetics nurse, running clinics that have clients that keep coming back to you. You want to learn how to sell, how to grow, so you're always expanding your client list in a profitable way, and how to run your clinics in a timely, sustainable way that makes you more money. DM me sold out. If your goal this year is to have big dreams, make good money as an aesthetics nurse, and I can tell you all the juicy details about our accelerator program that's going to help you run sold out clinics. I will see you next week for Aesthetics Nurse Live. Bye guys.